Gather round, y'all, it's time for a tale of 12 old men, one of whom will fail to impress his peers cause of a team so stale. It's the wrong way roundabouts. It's the wrong way roundabouts.
Andres, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty well. How about you?
I got no complaints. How much money did you make at the yard sale?
About $550 or so.
All right, that's pretty good, especially
solid.
considering Allison said she's never done it before, right?
One time ever, but yeah.
All right, $550. What are you gonna do with all that cash? Invest in the
I don't know.
podcast?
She took it. She's got it.
Oh, all right. That's her private money then.
Yeah.
She's not gonna help with this shit show.
No.
She did help though. She reposted us. I saw on Facebook. That was nice for her.
Yeah, you were just showing me. We had some spikes. How was your Father's Day?
My Father's Day, it was good. I mean, the kids were fine. They came downstairs. They pretended to know what my wife bought me on their behalf.
Oh, okay.
It was a middling performance, I would say. Liz did better than Alex, but it was clear that they were learning at the same time I was what they got me.
All right.
But they were nice gifts. Thank you, Alex and
C
Liz.
plus, D or B minus.
I got Liverpool slippers. I got the new Mark Twain book by Ron Chernow. I got lots of good stuff.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. How was yours? What'd you get?
I didn't get much, but we went to a brewery and then went to trivia that night. It was fun. It was a good day.
Did you win? It wasn't like that Matt Frankel
we got
trivia.
fourth. We got fourth.
Or was the expert questions?
No, we went to Rosati's.
All right.
Not a sponsor, but if they want a sponsor.
Speaking.
Thank
Thank you for that segue.
Exactly. There we
go. So we got a couple guests with us today. We've got Matt Phillips, right?
How's it going?
Matt, thank you for joining us today, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And we've got your business partner, who is the eponymous Hayden. I actually don't know your last name, sir.
Hayden Ward.
Hayden Ward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So first order of business, guys, before we get to the business. Where the hell do you live? Are you guys in the neighborhood? Are you brothers? Can you explain this for me? I'm confused very much.
You want to take this one, Hayden?
Yeah. So we live on Nightfall Court. We're on the other side.
Okay.
They're over the bridge, John.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are extremely wealthy then. The rich part of Thorngate.
But yeah, we're not brothers, but almost brothers.
Okay.
All right, so let's roll it back. So how'd you guys meet? How do you know each other? How'd you start your own business? Yeah, we talk about all that.
So I'll let him take over how we started it, but how we know each other is he's actually my sister's boyfriend. So I've known him for years now, but we started working together a couple years ago, but I'll let him take the lead on this because he started this thing.
Yeah, so how we got started.
I did notice it was Matt's pressure washing.
Yep.
Or exterior washing. Sorry, Matt's exterior washing.
I was the, I was the OG, I guess you could call it. But when I was in high school, I worked for my grandpa for a summer who owned a painting company. And, before you would paint the houses, you had to pressure wash them or whatnot. And, for whatever reason, I guess I enjoyed that part of things. And going into my senior year of high school, and I played baseball at the time, and playing sports was getting pretty expensive, and I had just gotten a car, so I was trying to pay for gas and car insurance and food. So no real expenses, just when you're in high school, it felt like a lot. And
sorry, when were you in high school? How old are you, Matt?
I'm 21.
Okay, so this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
This is like 3 or 4 years ago, but it does feel like it. But yeah, so, I would pressure wash patios and driveways kind of on the weekends and in the evenings. And after I graduated, I told myself I was taking, that I was going to take a gap year, if you will. Just kind of wanted to see how it would go if I was fully focused on it and not doing school and baseball as well. And it went good enough for me to stick with it, I guess. So
where were you were going to take a year off and then you were going to go to college?
Yes.
Did you already have a college picked out?
Did not.
You didn't. I wasn't sure if you had an opportunity to take your letter, call them like, hey,
no.
You know what, Georgia Southern?
Yeah.
I don't want to come now.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, I would have played baseball in college. Just, wasn't quite good enough to do that. So, that's where that went. I just kind of, I stayed with it. And then when it comes to Hayden, I know that y'all asked that question a little bit earlier. I had already known Hayden for call it 3-4 years at this point. And it's funny because he was getting his own power washing thing kind of up and rolling at the same time that I was. And, I was like, hey, there's no point in having 2 separate power washing companies in the same house. That's a little ridiculous. And so he would, it started with him just kind of helping on jobs here and there that were maybe too big for me to handle myself. And then at the beginning of 2023, I gave him an offer to come on full time, and it eventually led to equity, business partner, the whole nine.
Hayden, how old are you?
I'm 25. So when I joined with him, I was working at a car wash, and I was like the guy who was selling the unlimited packages at the front, and I hated it. It was terrible. But
Why is that?
They had everything so structured and everything was on script. So you had a script for how you could sell these packages, and if you went off script, it would be like you got dinged for it. Somebody would come and tell you off about it, even if you sold the package. So I just hated the mindset of like somebody standing over my shoulder telling me how I should do things, even though I know when I did it my own way, it was working better. So
because it was more natural.
Yeah, exactly. So
I didn't realize it was like high pressure sales there.
Yeah, it was. They were watching us on the cameras, making sure we were always standing up, never sitting down, always on script, all that stuff. It was crazy. But he actually asked me one weekend when I was at home if I wanted to help him out on a pressure washing job, and he just paid me hourly to do it. And after doing that, I was like, why would I keep working at the car wash? So I ended up going, and my dad helped me get some equipment at the beginning and like get set up. And after washing for a little while, he asked me to help him out on some bigger projects, like some high school football stadium, stuff like that. Oh, and nice. After working together on those for a while, it just kind of naturally blended together because I wasn't getting any business. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at asking for money. Mm-hmm. And
you were just telling us you were good at sales.
Oh no, I'm good at selling car wash packages, but when it comes to asking someone for $1,000 service, yeah. I don't know. I fold and I tell myself I should probably give him a lower number. I'm not good at that stuff, but I thrive in the actual process of doing the washing or fixing the equipment, that kind of stuff. And Matt's all about sales, marketing, the actual business side of things. So I felt like it was a good natural merge between the two of us.
So I would like to point out, Andres, I can seriously sympathize with Hayden over here because his story about having a method at the car wash to sell the packages and the materials, but being browbeaten by his boss to stay on script and stay on topic. I feel like that resonates here. That's the message I get every week, that I'm wandering too much. And look what happened. He quit. He left. Do you want me to leave the car wash, Andres?
He's got something bigger now.
All right. Maybe that wasn't, in the end, a good analogy. All right. So you guys, I'm chuckling at the thought there were 2 different pressure washing companies in the same house.
Because you're his sister's boyfriend. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Now, you've been dating Hayden's sister for a while.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned you've known each other for what, 5-6 years we were talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I've been with her for, let's call it 7 years. So probably around that time.
Well, our Azerbaijani listener wants to know, when's the ring coming?
Oh, boy.
Do I need to drop the edit marker?
Oh boy,
maybe.
Let's say soon.
Okay.
Now could soon
Breaking
mean
news.
a year, 2 years, who knows? But soon for sure, whatever that might be.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it. We're not going to dig into that one. Not going to dig into that one. All right, so there's 2 different pressure washing companies, same household. Every night you guys sit down for dinner and you're like, Hayden, you're shit at this. Why don't you join Matt's exterior washing?
Yeah.
We've already got a presence here. And Hayden was like, you're right. I keep quoting people $30 for 5-hour jobs.
Yeah.
It's not working out for me. So now you guys combine forces.
Yeah.
Your sales, marketing, planning for the business. Hayden's getting shit done. Basically, you go out there, make sure the crew's getting the work done. Scheduling, is that kind of the breakdown here?
For the most part, for right now, this is kind of our busiest part of the season. So a lot of what I'm doing is going out and fixing things, like fixing equipment, making sure that if something went wrong, I'll go out there and talk to the guys about how we can make it right, all that kind of stuff. But as far as the scheduling and things go, we have a woman who works with us named Meg who answers our phones, talks to all the customers. She's great with customer service. I'm getting better at it, but it's one of those things that like I've never been good at face-to-face interaction with strangers. So this job's kind of forced me to get better at that.
So
But
is this why Matt didn't tell you were coming to a podcast until you were already in the car?
Surprised him.
We're like, we're not going to Chick-fil-A? What the?
I knew this was happening, but when I saw it, I actually was looking at our work schedule today, and it's like a bunch of pressure washing projects, and at the bottom it says podcasts, and I was like,
Nice.
what is this?
Here we go. Yep.
And how many employees do you guys have?
So including Hayden and I, we have 9 right now.
What's the biggest project y'all have done?
You know what's funny is it was probably like a month after I graduated high school. It was for Denmark High School. We did like their football stadium, bunch of concrete stuff like that. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had it priced at maybe $8,000, let's call it. Probably should have been, in the teens for sure. But, I was just starting. So I learned my lesson on that one.
Did you go to Denmark?
I did not.
Where do you go?
I went to Forsyth Central, as did he.
Did you
Yeah,
pressure wash like a bulldog underneath the stands? Just to leave a
I should
memento?
have. That would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
Should have, for sure.
Missed an opportunity.
I
there.
know. That would have been great. That would have been great marketing for Central.
So, do you guys get pissed off when it rains? Does this take away business?
Oh yeah,
now that there's
definitely.
Natural pressure washing.
This is my biggest stressor right now because I know it's nowhere close to the guys who are actually going out and washing because they have to stand there and like deal with it. But when it's pouring rain and there's lightning, I know like I'm not gonna expect the guys to go out there and pressure wash when there's lightning and thunder and stuff. So they're sitting in the truck, so they're trying to go to another city to go get another project done. And all I'm thinking is, okay, well, if we move this one to tomorrow, then that means tomorrow we got to move one to the next day and the next day.
Yeah.
And then Matt and I are out Saturday and Sunday doing pressure washing. It's just like,
How much area do you guys cover?
I would say we'll drive, let's call it 45 minutes.
You can go pretty far in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can get just short of, Atlanta if we're
Yeah.
going south, I guess.
Like Ackworth. I mean, you can reach over there.
Yeah.
But then you're in Ackworth.
Yeah. It did.
What, you don't like our Burundi listeners? You don't like our Ackworth? Like, what we?
No, I don't
discriminate.
Gainesville either. I would strike that from the list.
we actually do a lot in Gainesville.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, if the job is big enough, I mean, we're willing to drive. We've done the whole shebang where we're doing a commercial job and we've got guys staying in hotels and we've done that whole thing. So definitely some more complication to it, but got a certain, a dollar figure that we want each crew to hit every single day. And if they can do that with, any given job, if they have to drive, then they have to.
All right. So, how long has the business been in business for? How old is Matt's Exterior Washing?
So in my mind, my official start date, because I don't really like to count like the side hustle stuff.
Yeah.
It was June of 2022. So right at 3 years right now.
Okay. And what does Hayden have to do before it becomes Matt and Hayden's Exterior Washing or Maiden?
It's
or
impossible, unfortunately.
No. Not happening.
We've ordered too many shirts and hats, and the trucks are wrapped and all that stuff. So
I hear you guys on the shirts. I've been looking into shirts. They're expensive.
They are.
Especially if you would get decent quality ones.
They're expensive, and we brainstormed for a while about taking the mats out of it.
Yeah.
And going with something more. I think a couple of our ideas were like a peach state power washing and just kind of, things like that. But in the end, we just decided that, we've already built a kind of a reputation around that. So why change it? But
so I'll tell you a tip of the trade. So back in the day, you guys are too young to remember this, but they used to make these books that had everyone's phone numbers in them. They were called phone books. But they had the yellow pages in the phone books. This is where the businesses were. And they were alphabetical, the business listings. They wisened up to this later and had advertisements. But like every limousine company or pressure washing company or whatever was always like A1 pressure washing, A1 limousine service. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. Don't do that. It was a stupid idea in the 90s. And it probably makes even less sense now.
Yeah.
Hayden, man, it's got to hurt. What was your business called
I don't
before you
mind
dissolved it in despair?
Ward pressure washing. It was same thing. It was a basic name. I just thought
You didn't even want to go with award? Jesus, man.
See,
was
that's a
low-hanging
good
fruit.
That's a good idea. I think as we've been growing, what I've noticed that has changed is every time I went out and washed, the first question someone would ask me is, "Are you Matt?" Like every single time. And we heard it from all of our other guys too. When they come out there, they always ask them if they're Matt. So That's recently started changing. I feel like some of it has to do with how much we've been like advertising and stuff like that. So yeah.
Did you ever roll with it? Like, yeah, I'm Matt.
I might have done it before. I can't think of it a specific instance, but sometimes it's just like just trying to mirror someone's energy and be like, yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm Matt.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Phillips.
Yeah.
This is indeed my pressure washing company. Or you could go the opposite direction, right? You could claim you're Matt, and then you could be kind of a dick to people. And then that person would call in, like, I met Matt. He was out here today. Not very friendly.
I would do that if I didn't have to go out and fix it.
That's true.
That's the only thing.
And then you show up later.
Yep.
You're like, hi, I'm Hayden.
That's something we try to focus on is if something goes wrong, we are going to go out and fix it. So if something got missed, if something got damaged, we're going to go fix it.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a respect for your company. It's not a new respect. It's actually an old respect. We were talking about this upstairs, Matt. I am a customer of yours. So you had advertised or posted something on the neighborhood Facebook page, and you were offering like a neighborhood discount to come out and do pressure washing. And my wife texted me who you met upstairs, and she was like, hey, there's this guy advertising pressure washing. He's going to do the driveway, sidewalk, patio, the back patio. And I don't remember, it was like $250. And I'm like, $250? Are you shitting me? Like, I'll get out there and I'll do it myself. I'm like, how long did this take? Like 45 minutes to pressure wash? And I think I did actually get started with it. And I'm like, all right, is that guy's post still up? Like, go ahead and hit him up, reach him out. So then she said you came out. She said you were out here for like half a day doing pressure washing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that I didn't do it. So thank you for the neighborhood discount.
Of course.
She was very happy with the services, as was I, because I didn't have to do it. But it's a harder job than I expected it to be, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and, times have definitely changed a little bit. We've been able to upgrade our equipment, which has now if we were coming to do the same services, it's probably less than 2 hours for sure. And, we used to do a lot of jobs that were in that price range that you're saying. It just became really, really challenging to be, profitable at a certain point. And so not that we don't do $300 jobs anymore, but we have gotten a lot better at, showing our clients multiple options, because a lot of the times they see our post on a driveway cleaning per se, but they don't know that we can also do their windows, their gutters, etc. So we've definitely gotten a lot better in that standpoint, because that would have been very hard to sustain for sure.
So when you wash windows, I don't know if you've seen this before on sketch shows, but like they're like pressure wash your window and like it busts. How real is that?
Wait, was that a real? I've never seen that in any sketch show.
Yeah, like they're like washing like the window, and then they're like all worried that they broke the window.
So I'll give you
he knows what I'm talking about.
I think you're making this up.
I'll give you the simplest explanation possible of how we clean a window. We use purified water on like an extendable brush.
Oh.
And when we brush the window with purified water, it leaves them streak free.
We do soft washing, so we don't use a pressure washer to like get pressure to actually blow the things off of the surface. Pretty much all of our cleaning is done with the chemicals that we're using. So we're using algicide chemicals, which will kill the mold and algae, get it kind of so it's loose on the surface. And then we're doing a low pressure rinse to get that off of there.
See, that was one of my questions. I mean, how do you guys not peel the paint off the side of the house? So there you go. I guess
that's pretty much it right there.
So that can happen, like it does in the old sketch shows that Andres watches.
Yeah, if you got up there and you were trying to hit every bit of it with the pressure from really close, there's no telling how much damage you would do. We've washed some old houses that are in rough shape, and the only way to get them looking good is to use the algicide chemicals.
So be honest, in the early days of Matt's exterior washing or Ward's pressure washing, did you guys ever have a job at the beginning where you didn't know all of this at the time? I'm assuming you guys are now basically pros and have learned from experience, but you pressure wash some guy's house, strip the paint, you're like, oh, shit.
So actually
we're just not going to send an invoice to this guy.
The job that he mentioned before Denmark High School, that was probably our biggest learning experience of everything right at the beginning. I spent 11 days cleaning the concrete behind the football stadium bleachers. And by the time I was finished with it, I was like, oh, I'm done. I finally hit the last bit of it. And then we went back a couple days later and it looked like a checkerboard. I was moving too quick because I was trying to get it done and I wasn't taking my time. I wasn't using the chemicals to clean everything up. And he ended up losing money on the project because we had to go back and apply a ton of algicide everywhere to clear up those stripes. And yeah, just big learning experience. It looked good by the end, but
how'd you guys land such a big job that you're starting off?
that's a question for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
At that time, it was just doing a lot of outbound emails, and I don't do as much of that now, even though I probably should.
Because
You
now
know.
you have like a customer base.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Correct. And, we've kind of just transformed over the past couple years to being residential based because of some of the things like he mentioned, where we just kind of, got our butts whooped on some of those big jobs. And at the beginning, obviously, you just see like the big dollar figure and go, oh, why not?
And then you learn why not later.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously now it's not him and I doing the cleaning. So like we've got all these technicians trained on how to do a residential home, not how to do a 6-story hotel building. It's just a lot different.
So I did have in the notes here, you guys are familiar with the game Pressure Washing Simulator.
I've never heard of it, but if they want to chime in, I'm all ears.
I've heard about it. I haven't tried it. I've seen some gameplay of it, and from what I've seen, it looks like what I was talking about, what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Where you got to hit every square inch of it.
That was going to be my question. Like, do you have critiques? How true to life is Pressure Washing Simulator? I'm going to have to, maybe you can go play the game. It's free on Game Pass. They're another sponsor. Just kidding. It's free on Game Pass. You can go take a look at it, Hayden. You can tell us what's bullshit and what's accurate on it.
I mean, it looks pretty cool. I've seen they've done like some tie-in stuff. Like I saw they did like a Warhammer thing where you're cleaning spaceships and stuff. That looks pretty cool. But
so in the game, Pressure Washing Simulator's got like a cult following. The Warhammer stuff came later, but it was because in the original game, before it was an out-and-out connection, the developers of Pressure Washing Simulator dropped a ton of little Easter eggs and hints that it took place in the Warhammer universe. And then they ended up striking a deal that it actually did in the DLC.
That's
so I
pretty
thought
cool.
that was funny.
Yeah.
It was like an in-game joke that ended up being a real thing.
I got to give it a shot. I do want to see. I want to see what is in there. From what I've seen, it literally looks like you're sitting there dragging your mouse across every inch of something. But I don't know.
I have played it. That is pretty much it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are dragging your mouse across every square inch of whatever room or crime scene or vehicle that you're pressure washing in the game.
If I'm playing video games, it's to escape. It's not. If I'm getting home, I'm not playing a pressure washing game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. After pressure washing for 12 hours, the last thing that I want to do is get home and do more pressure washing on the computer. So
I don't blame you. So following along with the video game, also pressure washing. Do you guys know what ASMR is?
Mhm.
Yeah. So pressure washing is this huge ASMR category where people just put on videos of things being pressure washed in the background while they work or clean the house or do whatever. And it's like soothing and relaxing to them. I'm going to go ahead and guess it has the opposite effect on you. It is not soothing and relaxing.
not soothing, and we're not taking place in those videos right now.
So do you have a YouTube channel?
We don't.
Wait, what is ASMR? I don't know what that is.
It's like, you're going to have to Google it on the screen over there. I couldn't tell you what it stands for, synchronous meridian, whatever the hell it is. But the concept of it is that people will play ASMR sounds typically, and they'll put in headphones. And you can go on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, and you can find a playlist, and it'll just be sounds of like a coffee shop. You could just hear like people ordering coffee and working in the background. It's just background noise, so you're not working in complete kind of silence.
Okay, I didn't know pressure washing was a big category of that.
It is, yeah. It's a huge. People love pressure washing.
Because is it kind of like, because it's like white noise, kind of like.
I have no idea. I don't listen to it, and like I said, we don't film those.
You should, man. This is a whole other business opportunity. Think of the YouTube revenue.
Yeah,
that you're leaving on the table.
Yeah, I mean,
Or if Hayden, if you want to get back at him, you could start a YouTube channel.
All I think about is when I start my day, if I don't have my earbuds with me, if I forgot them at home, I already know I'm going to be miserable. The ASMR I'm going to be hearing in like 10 years is like tinnitus ASMR if I keep listening to the motor.
All right, so I got to ask you a question about ethics in the exterior washing industry. If you were hired by somebody like, I don't know, Brian Fagan, and he wanted you to come over and pressure wash what appeared to be, but you're not sure is a crime scene, would you pressure wash it? Would you ask questions? Would you walk away from the job? What if it was a really big job? What if it was one of those like $15,000 jobs?
I think we would pressure wash it.
All right.
Yeah. I think if they've got the checkbook ready, you can sign us up.
Yeah. And he's not, when again, I'm setting the parameters. He's not like, yes, this is a murder scene. He's like, I don't know what happened. It was like this when I got here.
Yeah, I don't really see any reason for us to not.
In fairness, though, we'll do the pressure washing, but we will have a lot of pictures taken of the before and afters. That's the main thing.
Has anyone actually tried to call you out? Like, you guys damaged this.
Oh,
That sounds like
absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't take before and afters if that had never happened before.
Okay. So did it happen once before you took before and after pictures and you had to eat it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it'll be like the same couple things. You know, I don't think every time it's the homeowner trying to make a problem. It's just like you aren't walking around the left side of your home looking at every piece of siding on a daily basis. That never happens. But then when you pay, the pressure washing company to come and clean your house,
Then you go look at it.
Exactly. Then you're looking at every square inch of your house for the first time in 3 years.
Now, has it happened in this neighborhood, Matt?
Oh, that's a great question.
Or has it happened since you started doing the before and after?
And was it Andres?
In the neighborhood, I don't think so. That's a great question. I don't think so. Has it happened since the before and after picture? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It probably happens once a week, let's call it. I was going to say one that we get often would be like somebody's like back deck that is just completely filthy with green grime and, mold and everything. And even when we do like that soft cleaning method that Hayden said, after a couple of years of that stuff being there, it starts to kind of like eat up like the stain on the deck, if you will. So there'll be times when a client says that, y'all use too much pressure, you remove the stain on our deck. But we have a bunch of photos showing, hey, like,
your dick was shit before, man.
yeah. So it's like just stuff like that. But it's
Now-
all part of the fun.
Did you guys, because the neighborhood was recently pressure washed, was that you guys that did the neighborhood?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I'm going to help you out then, because I was on the HOA board. That sign out front that's like crumbling from the top, there's literally a den of snakes. This is not a joke. There's a den of snakes that lives inside the Thorngate neighborhood sign. If anyone tries to say that was you guys, I can vouch it's been that way for years.
I never even
All
knew
right.
about that.
I didn't know about that either. I was standing on top of it, so I'm
Yes.
glad I didn't find them.
We got
Yeah.
Robbie is yelling. What is that? Oh, we did. Did we get a capped? Yeah, I got that. Oh, so the snakes are dead.
Okay, good.
Wait, they got suffocated instead of just killing?
We walled them in like some sort of medieval torture.
Yeah, I was climbing all around that thing. I'm glad there weren't snakes there.
Yeah, this is a true story. The top. That's. I guess Robbie fixed it. Robbie used to be on the board. Robbie was the only one on the board, to tell you the truth. But that sign in the front, the top of it, the concrete had caved in, and there was a literal snake nest in there.
That's disgusting.
Our-
snakes.
We have a company that we hire every year to put the decorations out in the neighborhood, or we did. That's related to this story. And they fired us because of the snake nest.
Hey, we do have a company right here that does Christmas decorations, so we
Who's-
would love
who
to
does-
do. We would love to do it.
You
That's
do
our
Christmas decorations too?
we do Christmas lights installation. We do garland, wreaths, all that kind of stuff. This is a super seasonal business, as you could imagine. So once we get into the winter and things start to get cold and water starts to freeze, that's our main business opportunity is Christmas lights installation.
Even with the potential of snakes, you're up for it?
I mean, I see snakes. Our technician sees snakes every day. It's
All right.
snakes, lizards, all kinds of stuff.
I am not on the
Yeah.
board anymore because I hated it. But I do know the people who are on the board, so I'm going to let them know because I'm
would
sure
be
they're
great.
still looking for somebody to do it. All right, if people want to hire Matt, not Hayden's, Matt's Exterior Washing, how can they get a hold of you? Is there a website?
Drop your Insta, your cell phone, email, website, whatever.
Yeah, so the easiest way is going to mattsexteriorwashing.com, and there will be a big contact form there where you can fill out your first name, last name, phone number. We don't ask you for all types of information like some do.
What do you mean by some? You try to call your competitors?
Well, no, I'm not saying our pressure washing competitors. Just I see
Ward
some
pressure washing.
Yeah, Ward power washing. He wanted the social security number, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anyone submits a form at mattsexteriorwashing.com, then our office will reach out the same day, if not next day, and then our estimator Grant will come out to your home and give you a full detailed estimate, and then we'll get the show on the road.
I'm going to hire you guys next time, but I did get pressure washed, I think 2 or 3 years ago from a different company. and they did a good job. I mean, it's hard work, but the one thing I was really annoyed is that they didn't cover the keyholes and they left them oxidized. I was
That's
so
big.
mad.
That's big.
That was like such a letdown.
We had to learn that.
Yeah,
We had to
was
learn
like-
that by messing somebody's up.
The keyholes, the outlets, any of the electrical boxes on the side of the house, stained wood front doors. We're putting plastic up over them, all that kind of stuff.
See, these are
we
real
had to,
professionals.
We had to learn from experience with that stuff, but now we've learned our lesson and we take care of all that stuff. That's
is new to me.
actually why we take those pictures. A lot of those pictures are, hey, by the way, I covered this outlet. Here's the picture of it. All
What
that kind of
happens to
stuff.
keyholes?
They get oxidized
Oh,
because there's
okay.
all the water, all the pressure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was very annoying.
It's actually mainly a bleach thing
Okay, well,
because there's bleach in the brass. But yes, but that with a combination of the pressure will, oxidize them pretty fast. But yeah, to go with his point, like it's taking the stains off of siding is relatively easy. You know, it's more of a how do I not mess up other things while I'm here.
Yeah.
So that's a big focus of ours because cleaning houses, driveways, like it's relatively simple work. You just got to be careful with the keyholes, with the plants, the Ring doorbells, things like that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the show. You are, of course, welcome to stick around. We're going to do neighborhood and local news and a little bit of national news. If you'd like to hang out, you are welcome to. If you got to go, it's your call, gentlemen. What's the vibe?
I'm down to hang out.
Yeah, let's do
I'm interested to see what
time is
the
it?
what the
8:50?
rest of this is like.
All right, Andres, it's another light week on neighborhood news, although we do.
it's starting to pick up a little bit.
Is there more in the chat that I'm missing right now?
No,
Okay, I
I
wasn't
mean
sure.
that wasn't anything interesting.
So I only had 2 items of note here, and Matt, Hayden, I'm gonna need you guys to take off your business hat here. You're just neighbors now because you live in the
All
neighborhood.
right.
Okay.
Again, if you need to edit anything, we'll hit the edit button.
Yes, we can. But Sean Bousman, who lives down the street from you, he's on Nightfall Court too. He's on the in the opposite cul-de-sac. He is trying to give away this picnic table, and it looks like a fucking prop from 28 Days Later. Have you guys seen this thing? I can't tell if it's a joke
Should
or
we pull
not.
it up?
You
Yeah,
can
I
pull
haven't
it up.
seen it.
Here, let's.
You got it?
I'll pull this up for you. I can't tell if this is like a brilliant joke on Sean's part or if he actually thinks somebody is going to take this picnic table.
Oh, here it is.
Look at this. Now, could you guys clean that thing?
Oh yeah, for sure. We could get that looking good.
This is the sort of thing that starts epidemics.
Pull up the comments.
Where was this?
Yeah, pull up the comments.
This is down the street from you guys. This is
No,
this,
I mean like where was he keeping this? What does the rest of the stuff around it
I
look
don't
like?
know. In Tel Aviv, maybe that's what it looks like to me.
I can just feel Amanda rolling her eyes all the way to the back of her skull. That is such a terrible picture. No, this is definitely Sean trying to get rid of. He wants to donate it to somebody.
Donate it. I think if you tried to throw this away, like the county health department
I
would visit your
completely
house.
agree. This is Sean being Sean.
I don't even understand how he got it to look like that. You guys can put your professional hats back on. Could you fix this picnic table? Could you?
No,
make
it
this
would
look-
burst. The pressure washer would burst through that, right?
I think I could fix it. It would at least look a lot better. Definitely.
All right, we're gonna arrange this. We're gonna tape the session.
I
We'll
don't
bring
know-
it down to the roundabout. We're gonna have you guys try to clean this thing.
Hey, this is a free picnic table. I don't know if I'll do it for free, but
We'll put your
I'll
name
take
on
care
it.
of it. In fairness, we had a broken 32-foot ladder hanging on our wall that we were trying to get rid of, and we had the painters come by earlier today. And Matt mentioned, "Hey, do you guys want this?" And we told them it's got a huge curve in it. There's no feet on it. The rope is broken, and he was like so excited about it. He took it right away. So I don't know. Maybe there's someone for it.
Sometimes you gotta try.
Yeah.
Now, off air, can you guys give me his name so I do not hire his company to come over here and use a ladder? I don't want to blast him on the global reach of the internet.
Yeah, I
but
can't
No
blast them,
comment.
unfortunately.
No comment.
Can't blast them.
anybody excited about taking a bent 32-foot ladder with no feet concerns me. But Hayden, if I can get this beautiful specimen of a picnic table, you're willing to give it a shot to get that looking new again, and then we'll put a plaque restored by Matt and Hayden's
I could
exterior
give it a
washing.
shot. I could give it a shot. It looks like that looks like mold to me. It looks like a white plastic table is under there somewhere.
That'd be a fun Sunday project for you, Hayden.
Yeah.
Go
maybe.
enjoy yourself out there.
Maybe. Instead of playing pressure washing simulator, I can do this.
I'm telling you right now, Hayden, that's your first video. That's a 7-figure view video right there. You start with that thing. You do the little thumbnail picture, the before and after, and you
Time
start
lapse.
with that before. Yep, telling you, man, that's a video.
That might be a good one.
And then you can open back up. Ward power washing.
My aspirations are gone for that. I'm
Yeah, why you keep trying to create this separation?
He's making some beef, I feel like.
Yeah.
I can
No,
tell.
no,
I can
we're
tell
doing
there's
good.
something still brewing.
They love
we're doing good.
the relationship. You need to break, no need to break them apart.
Hayden, give me your number before you leave. Other than this, there's a guy now. I won't name names on this, although you can go find it on your Facebook.
This is a good story, but yeah, I'm not trying to mess with this guy.
Yeah, because he's an M&A fighter, an MMA fighter, and he would beat the shit out of us. But fuck it. His name's Braulio. Braulio posted on the Facebook that somebody was making him and his wife uncomfortable. Let's see if we can find this one on here if you guys haven't seen this. I figured if he posted it, I can talk about it, right, Andres? Isn't that fair?
Sure.
I feel like normally when people say like you're ballsy on the internet, it's because someone is a million miles away from you, but this is the neighborhood Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm going to pull a Hayden. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm Matt Phillips. I mean, this guy doesn't know who I am. I run my own exterior pressure washing company. Yeah. But here we go. Here's his post. And we don't need to read it all on the air. But the gist of it is that he is saying that there was somebody who was inappropriate at the pool. I don't know when this was. I don't know if this was today.
I think it was just
Yeah, 9 hours
This
ago it was
weekend?
posted.
So it was,
he got reposted because they got taken down.
yeah, it got reposted. So this was posted, I think, over the weekend, maybe. And then the post disappeared, and now it's been reposted today. So we'll go with Sunday. I think maybe this was on Sunday when we saw it.
Father's
mentioned.
Day, probably.
Father's Day, yes. So I guess
Hey,
that-
you really had a miserable Father's Day. You just completely forgot that even happened.
I did, yeah. I found out that they weren't my kids, Andres. Thank you for bringing that up. First off, Matt, Hayden, were you guys at the pool on Sunday?
No.
I was not.
Okay,
No.
so we've ruled you out. Andres?
I was not.
All right, it's not Andres. Carson? All right. It's not 17-year-old Carson Johnston. So somebody was at the pool and was allegedly, and I will use the word alleged here.
Very alleged. This is a crazy story.
This is extremely alleged. This gentleman, Braulio, I don't know. He says that somebody was videoing his wife and was zooming in, and he confronted the individual and asked him to stop it. And the guy was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's like, I saw you doing it. And then he says he was filming his kid. And Braulio was like, show me your phone. The guy's like, no, I'm not going to show you my phone. Like, this is ridiculous. So now he's made a post on the Facebook having us watch out for this. But he doesn't describe the individual. He does say that he would work with the board if the board wanted to know about it. But that's it. So have you guys ever seen any creepy behavior at the pool?
I have been in the neighborhood pool probably once.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably been like 5 years for me, honestly.
You guys don't like the neighborhood pool?
Well, Matt, do you live here?
Is it
I
the
do.
Is it the water?
I don't know. Everything I do on the weekends is inside. I'm tired of being outside during the week, so
I
don't
feel like
really.
you guys are just setting your alibi. You're like, it definitely was not us, Braulio.
Hey, I didn't hear you say where you were on Sundays.
I don't know. I honestly never even think about going to the neighborhood pool. Maybe now I'll consider it.
Yep.
I feel like if I'm going down there, I'm probably going to choose to play pickleball over going to the pool, but maybe I'll reconsider next time.
That was the end of neighborhood news. There's nothing else going on. I can't think of anything. Unless you guys are aware of any juicy drama that did not show up on the Facebook page.
I have no idea.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
There is now, we're starting to get back into fantasy football season, Andres. We do have a date now for the combine and the fantasy draft. That will take place when, sir?
Sunday, August 31st, because TJ cannot somehow hold more than one date in his calendar.
I think TJ is out of the country before then, isn't he?
Well, because we said we can do that combine. We'd have to do both the same day. But he was like, no, we have to do it because then we can't get all these people together.
So August 30th.
31st, Sunday. I don't know if you guys know, the whole podcast started because we started talking about the league and then it kind of grew. So there's a 12-man league in the hood, and it's been like eight years running now. So
Yeah,
good
that's-
tradition. So if you guys want to get in the queue, we got a wait list, but it's It's a lot of fun.
That was the preparation that I got in the car on the way here was him mentioning, okay, if we are talk about anything other than pressure washing, it's probably going to be fantasy football because they're into this stuff.
Yeah, let's dive in. Do you guys play?
I do.
Let's dive into it.
I do. Yeah.
How many leagues?
I'm usually
Some
in
people are like
2
5 or 6. Some are just 1.
Yeah, I'm like, I think a 2 is a good sweet spot. 2, maybe 3.
I've been 2, and the other one, it actually the fee's a little higher than this one, but I care way more about this one. Like it's just because I know everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm in 2 myself. Pretty much identical situation. One of them is, I mean, it's not that big of a pot. It's maybe like a $100 buy-in, but it just, but because it's with all of my like high school buddies and like it just means so much more than the one that's for more than that. So
how'd you do last season?
I want to say I probably lost in the first round.
You made the playoffs though.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at making the playoffs and then losing first round.
Like the Arsenal of fantasy football.
Yeah, I had a good season last year. I kind of got lucky. I took Saquon in the first round, and he kind of carried me to the playoffs single-handedly. I always go, I'm a big, I think I'm pretty big on a running back to start. And in that league, we do like a pick trading. I'm not sure if y'all trade picks before you draft.
No, I mean,
I enjoy that a lot.
Nobody does it.
Yeah.
Because people hate trading.
Really?
Because they love their players. So it's really hard to trade somebody.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
and then Matt Frankel, he thinks everything is a bad trade unless he's the one doing it. So
I'm surprised we've made it this far, Andres. You haven't mentioned that you're the 2-time
I was waiting for you.
Fantasy
Really?
football champion.
See?
Reigning?
He is the reigning champion.
And the only 2-time.
He actually
Oh, my
defeated
God.
me in the final game last year.
I love fantasy football.
Yeah.
I definitely get
then
it.
you need to get in the wait list. Let's go.
I think I am. I think that's what I texted TJ.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was the one that texted me first about doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I.
he didn't mention this, but I like it. He's the commissioner. So
yeah, and I said put me in the queue because y'all might have a new reigning champion if I get in the queue. So just keep your head on a swivel for sure.
You'll fit right in. If you're shit talking when you're not in the league, then I think you'll do well.
that's awesome.
That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so moving on to neighborhood news.
Keep it. That was a good, we can keep it flowing.
This podcast is not about fantasy football anymore. It's about the Mandela effect
Our
of
other
esoteric.
sponsor was like, "Why you guys talking about AI? Bring it back to fantasy football."
Because I'm trying to warn everybody. These guys are going to be all right. AI is not taking their jobs.
I'm using AI every day, all day.
Yeah,
my
it's
job.
amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
I love
absolutely mind blowing. There you go. Look, now Hayden's going to
Oh,
take
now
us
you
down
guys
the
are gonna
rabbit
have your
hole.
own little side chat.
We were talking last week. So Andres' wife is I don't know, a blogger, an influencer. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but she runs a large social media site. Her online handle is Domestic Superhero. She does like recipe videos. She's got a huge Instagram following, 100-something thousand followers between the two of us. But she's a food blogger. She was mentioning when she was on the show last week, she was in the New York Times. But even now, her job is potentially threatened between AI being able to create the recipes out of the ether. But also, have you seen the Google VO stuff? The AI video generation?
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
It can generate people that look indistinguishable from reality. And it can just have fake influencers from the ground up. Every part of a channel now can be AI.
I think eventually there's not even going to be actors anymore. You're going to be paying, potentially they'll be paying Tom Cruise for his likeness. And then you're just going to be at your house and you're going to go, I want to see Tom Cruise in John Wick 7.
I mean, that's nuts, and it's entirely within the realm of possibility. And I know that the legal precedent has been set. There are several actors, and I think this goes back a ways. James Earl Jones, before he died, signed a contract stating that Disney can use his voice for Darth Vader, right? James Earl Jones is Darth Vader's voice. So they can synthesize James Earl Jones' voice forever. They have the contract to do that. And I think you're going to have actors, to your point, Tom Cruise, that end up signing contracts to use their likeness without them ever having to do any actual acting.
Did you see with James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, they added him as AI in Fortnite?
I did see that. Yeah.
You can just talk to him and he'll respond back whatever makes sense. And people are trying to test the limits of it and see what he will say. And they've gotten him to say some crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. That's the internet in a nutshell. It's like once you put anything out there, they're going to see how quickly can we make this guy say like racist or Nazi comments And the internet is always successful. They always manage to pull it off.
I'm at the point where I always say thank you. I know it's a wasted effort, but I'm worried that I'm going to be put in the human zoo if I don't say thank you every time.
I do too. I'm
So-
with you. I hope they remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the Matrix is here, I hope they're like, John Black was always polite.
I am on, ChatGPT and whatnot a fair amount. And I do feel like whatever you want it to say, it'll say.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I disagree. Trying to think of a rational explanation for it. Sometimes it's about the prompting too. I do think there is a default prompt where it will be, nice and somewhat affirmative and supportive, but you can actually tell ChatGPT, cut out all the niceties, be brief in your response, just give me the facts, tell me what I'm missing, tell me where I'm wrong, and it will respond to you directly.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten pretty sucked in to the loop recently on like Instagram and Facebook. Like I feel like my whole, algorithm of videos is, I got how to ask ChatGPT certain things with better prompts, and
That's not what my Instagram algorithm is like. I'll leave it at that. Carson's over there laughing. I don't even want to see his Instagram algorithm.
Well, that's for the Patreon subscribers.
Right. I want you to disconnect your phone from my Wi-Fi. Jesus. I don't know what's happening over there. All right, moving on to local news here. So this one, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, first off, they're very weird. I don't know if you guys follow the FCSO on Facebook. They're like sarcastic and they're always making jokes, and they have like a theme called Felony Friday. And there's always like hashtags like stay at the Freeman Hotel, which is just another name for the jail. And they tried to be like kind of quippy about this last story, but it was kind of a big deal. They seized 78 pounds of fentanyl and cocaine in Forsyth County. The Lanier Regional Drug Task Force did this. That's a hell of a lot of drugs.
That's insane.
Yeah. But they got them. And there was a joke on there, something about their local squirrel unit or something like that. I don't know. Again, they're always trying to be funny. But the quote from
Hold on, can we backtrack? You
Yeah.
said Felon Friday?
Felony Friday. Yeah.
What is that?
So every Friday, or I went back and looked, it is not every Friday, but many Fridays, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office will post a felony that occurred. It's Felony Friday.
But see, so this is where my lib lawyeristic thing, like alleged felony. You cannot say somebody's guilty until they're proven guilty. That's messed up that they're doing that.
Well, they can say that you were charged with a felony, right?
But you're saying it's Felony Friday, but not alleged felony.
Well,
That's weird to have all this power and like, I don't know.
I felt
think
like
that's-
that with there was just down the hill from our high school, there was a gas station, and on the counter, they always put this newspaper down, and the front page of it on the counter was just busted. And every day it would be like booking pictures of people that just got busted. And every once in a while I would see someone that I was going to high school with in there. And then I would ask them about it. And
You're
it
like,
would be
"There's
something like, it could be something so minor, but they're right next to somebody who did something terrible and they got the same bad mugshot. So
they still have that, by the way. It's the GeorgiaGazette.com. That's all it is like mugshot photos and booking photos.
I'm not
Crazy.
quite sure how to help you with that.
See, I think
They're
this
coming
is,
for me.
I think this is the AI that you
they're
think
coming for me.
is out there, like the Alexa and Siri that is completely useless shit. ChatGPT is on a whole different level these days.
I forget the guy's name that invented ChatGPT. Sam something.
Sam Altman.
Oh, that's
Altman.
John's hero.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
And
You bring him up all the time, though.
I saw that Sam Altman declined $100 billion from Elon Musk for ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
Well, he already owns Starlink and
Yeah.
Tesla, so probably a good thing.
But it's weird that with everything that Elon has accomplished, it's weird that he doesn't have the capabilities and the team and the money to just build his own.
He did. That's what Grok is.
is Grok any good? I've never tried it.
It's decent. Yeah, it's not as good as ChatGPT, but I think it's, we talked about prompting earlier. Grok is meant to be like funnier and edgier, right? So the default prompt for Grok is not helpful and affirmative and overly polite. It is sarcastic and cynical and what have you. I still personally think ChatGPT is at the top.
I've been interested in trying the other AIs. ChatGPT is just it's so convenient. And I also like the memory functionality. I'm at the point now where if I'm asking for a request, it knows who I am. It knows what my job is.
Yep.
It knows where I work, and it's autofilling all of that stuff. So
It remembers every conversation you've had.
it's a little spooky, but
I think that if our phones go off when we say like a "Hey Siri" or whatever, like I think that they've been listening to everything for
100%.
years and years.
100%.
Even if we weren't
absolutely
speaking into it to ChatGPT, they already know all that stuff anyways.
Yeah.
So
No, they do. There is no privacy. The phone's been listening. That thing that just turned on a minute ago.
Why did it turn on?
I mean, allegedly, like Felony Friday here. Allegedly, it must have interpreted somebody in this room as saying the wake word, right? But
Okay.
I'm with Matt. I think it's on either all the time or has an algorithm that turns it on periodically.
I used to be all privacy minded, and I was using all the services for privacy. Like I still use DuckDuckGo as my browser, and I use like Proton Mail for email and stuff. And then I got a Google phone, so now I'm like fully in the ecosystem. I use all that stuff.
Antithesis.
I downloaded my Google data packet just to see like what do they have on me, and it was like gigabytes of text files, which should take up no space at all. And it was every place I've ever lived since I've had a phone, all the frequent places I go, and that's how it's knowing like I'm on my way back to our office coming from a job. There's no reason my phone should know that do you want to go here? And it's the office address.
yeah, there's places that I will only go, like every other Tuesday, or I have to go here Fridays once a month or whatever. And that's the only time that month that my phone will suggest that place on maps, So it's pretty crazy.
All right. So the Forsyth County Sheriff's Andres is very mad that it's not alleged felony. Again, I think you can be charged for a felony. That doesn't mean that you've been, adjudicated guilty of it. They're just saying, hey, this guy got charged for a felony.
Yeah, but it's implied. Come on, man. You play devil's advocate. You're on my side of this. Stop it.
I'm reading a Facebook post. I'm not even advocating one or the other. It's called Felony Friday. Don't blame me for this. It's Ron Freeman's fault.
I feel like the way you phrased it before, when they're getting put on blast,
I didn't phrase it. It's called Felony Friday.
right? It taints the jury.
Yeah, I think you could make a convincing argument that it does. Of course, at the same time, the jury pool is going to hear the very first thing that these guys have been charged with the felony of possession with the intent to distribute, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that going to taint the jury pool?
Well, not in the courtroom.
All right. Anyway,
Let's go.
Andres is pro-drug. It's his
No,
Colombian roots.
No. Can we go over to the fun stuff? This brewery. I'm surprised Nofo got #1 in the state.
You didn't have fun with the fentanyl story? We can move on.
No, it's fun.
Yeah, Nofo. I tell you, there is one really funny story that I want to talk about, or fun story. Not for the people involved in it, but I'm having fun with it. But yeah, Nofo is ranked the top brewery in Georgia, ahead of Sweetwater and Creature Comforts. I'm sure Mr. Johnston, sitting on the couch over there, will also have an opinion on this.
So I really like Nofo, but I know Robbie and Josh specifically don't like it. I don't know why.
So that we don't taint the jury pool, Hayden, Matt, have you been to Nofo Brewery?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't been either.
Okay, well then we can taint them. It's shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm completely on Robbie's side here. Now, the only thing I will say, Andres, is I have not been back since that one time we were all there and had the beer because it was so
When did we
terrible.
go? I went with you?
Yeah, wasn't it Ben Sappenfield's birthday? Years and years ago. That's the last time. I think I've only been twice, but that was the last time I went to Nofo Brewery. And Matt Hayden, I'll tell you this. I like beer a lot, and I will drink pretty much anything. I'm not a very picky drinker. And I think this is the only time, not a joke, I think this is the only time in the history of me going to a bar and purchasing, a $7 beer that I sent it back. I'm like, I don't even want this. It's so bad that I cannot finish this beer. It was awful.
You must have had a skunk beer because they make good beer, especially their New England hazy. It's really good. And you don't want to isolate potential sponsors.
That's
either.
true. So, Nofo, if you want to get off the shit list, come sponsor us. You know who is good? Who's right down the street? Cherry Street. I think Cherry Street
Cherry Street is the best beer I've ever had. They make really good beer.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got two breweries within 10 miles of each other. And to me, one is head and shoulders above the other one.
I agree. I still like, I like Nofo, but I agree.
But they beat out, Sweetwater. Everybody is familiar with Sweetwater 420 in Georgia. Fantastic. I think it's a good beer. Better than anything I've had at Nofo. But also Creature Comforts. Tropicalia. That's another big one.
Is that the one at the city center? The Creature Comforts?
No. The Creature Conference is out of Athens.
Oh, wait, Crooked Culture.
Crooked Culture.
Crooked
Yeah.
Culture. I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
Crooked
They're out
Culture.
of there, though.
Crooked
Yeah.
Culture. We're coming to Crooked Culture. They're in the local news today.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
I've had
Unless
that
they
No,
place.
no, you better edit that.
Unless they want to advertise.
You
No,
Why is
better
that?
edit. We're gonna
Wait, why is
we're gonna
that?
do the draft there.
I'm seeing
wait.
it.
All right, let's jump to the Crooked Culture story here.
Let's do this.
Since we're talking about whatever. Andres, have you no journalistic ethics here? We have to talk about the news that matters to people.
Yeah, our draft.
So I'm going to set the table for the story a little bit, guys, on this one. So as Matt mentioned, Crooked Culture is a brewery in the city center. And city center, they're going for a small town vibe, right? They don't want the big chain restaurants in there. And they also want to have like diversity of experience within there. And what that means is they don't want every restaurant to be a brewery. They don't want every space to be a coffee shop. They're trying to get all sorts of different restaurants in there. So now I just learned this as I was reading the story, but the tenants within City Center sign exclusivity agreements. So Myth and Legend is the coffee house there, and they have the exclusive rights to sell coffee at Myth and Legend, right? There cannot be another coffee shop. And that Vampire Penguin has the exclusive rights to sell frozen treats, whether it's ice cream or the slushies, whatever they make. Nobody else can do that. So they do this deliberately to have, a wide variety of businesses in there. So pizza. There can be only one pizza joint in City Center, and the one pizza joint is Sliceability. So I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
Robbie's saying there's two.
All right, you're bearing the lead here. We're getting to Dominic's Wood-Fired Pizza. So there's only supposed to be, before Robbie ruined the episode, there's only supposed to be one pizza place in the City Center. That's Sliceability. Crooked Culture is out there. Crooked Culture doesn't have a kitchen, but they hire this food truck, Dominic's Wood-Fired Tavern, to come out there. Dominic's Wood-Fired Tavern sits in Crooked Culture parking lot. And what do they sell? Not pizza, because they're not allowed to sell pizza, but they sell crooked crust. And crooked crust.
And I got flatbreads like...
Yes. Oh, you can't say flatbreads either, Matt,
Oh.
because that's also the exclusive property of Sliceability. But they sell a crooked crust, whatever the hell that is. And Dominic's is trying to make the argument that it's not pizza. Even though it looks like pizza, it literally says pizza on their van. And the email address for Dominic's business is dominicsnewyorkpizza@gmail.com. They are making the argument that what they're selling in Crooked Culture is not pizza. It is crooked crust. Because if they had said that it was pizza, they'd have to stop selling it.
So is there like a turf war going on? What did Sliceability say?
Sliceability says they're losing $10,000 a month since Dominic's Wood-Fired non-pizza crooked crust came into the business. So they're pissed off because they signed.
I mean, if they're getting like really official with this in the terms and conditions, did they clarify what pizza is?
So Dominic's is
because like if Dominic's, I don't know, like
they are saying what they're selling is a focaccia bread. They literally can't call it a flatbread because that's part of the exclusivity agreement. And they obviously can't call it pizza, but they're trying this loophole to say that focaccia, if you put sauce and pepperoni on it, is its own thing, that it's not pizza.
So is that a different dough you're saying, or
It's pizza, Matt. It is
just-
pizza.
Yeah,
It
it's
says
the same exact thing. Yeah.
they are clearly
Man.
Using
selling
more words.
pizza.
Oh my
Right.
god.
Yeah.
But they're trying to find legal loopholes to explain why it's not pizza, even though it says pizza on their van. And it actually said pizza on their menu. This was another thing that Sliceability pointed out, that even on Dominic's Wood-Fired menu online, it said pizza. And I went and I looked at Dominic's Wood-Fired website today, and they've now changed the menu. So it is called Crooked Crust on there instead. So, I mean,
Who is the governing body over this? Like, who do they go to argue over this?
so it's called, there's an acronym. It was a DPA or DDA. I don't know what DDA stands for, but it must be like the leasing company in the city center, right? That's going to be like the investing group that actually owns the space and rents out the buildings to the lessees, the landlord, for all intents and purposes.
Is one of the D's Dominic's?
Dominic's is a sublease of Crooked Culture. So I think what's happening here is Crooked Culture is the one who's violated the agreement, right? And the DDA, which is the city center, is saying, you guys got to get the hell out of here, which would not be that big of a deal, except for Crooked Culture has apparently signed an agreement on their own to sublease to Dominic's. So now Crooked Culture has an agreement with Dominic's that they're concerned about violating out there.
That makes sense.
So I don't think Dominic's is necessarily on the hook. It's Crooked Culture that's on the hook because they sublet it out in violation of the master agreement.
Yeah.
So you're saying, hey, don't say anything bad about crooked culture, but look at this. Isn't Sliceability? It's like run by disabled people, Andres, and you got crooked culture taking dollars out of their pockets there.
I've never been to Sliceability, so I don't know what kind of employees they hire.
Yeah, it's all like slice ability, disability. It's kind of a play on words there, but all their employees have, mental or physical disabilities. I'm probably not using proper terminology, but that's like their thing is that, they're helping these individuals find work and be productive members of society. So that's who crooked culture is going after.
I mean, I get where crooked culture is coming from because they don't want to lose clients because they don't have food. But I wonder if it's just a simple fix of getting like a barbecue food truck or something.
I think that would be easy. Yeah, you
You
get
know,
a different.
Oh, a taco truck. Oh, no, because of Los Rios.
There's Los Rios.
But
yeah.
something like that, whether it's barbecue or fried chicken, anything.
Yeah.
But pizza, because it's like obviously the reason that they're doing is they know if our customers know that we have food, also higher chances that they're going to come drink beer here. So
Right. For pizza specifically, it was kind of fortunate that Sliceability is right across the street from Crooked Culture. So you could be drinking a beer in Crooked Culture and just walk 30 yards and go get a slice of pizza and go back to Crooked Culture. It was never really that big of a problem to get pizza. So they should get a barbecue truck or whatever, some other novelty food to keep with the spirit of things. It seems like a solvable problem. But now I think Crooked Culture's, they're in it now, right? Because they've signed an agreement with this Dominic's place. And Dominic's is probably telling like, I don't give a shit whose end it's coming out of. You're paying me, Crooked Culture.
they might have signed a 12-month agreement or something.
They might have bought a
It's
truck.
only month 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Like you guys talked
There's
about your
some
big
big contract.
contract. Yeah,
Yeah.
they might have been like, hey, we got to be out there every day. We're gonna build a truck specifically for Crooked Culture. And now they're being told like, well, hey, you got to get the hell out of here. So Dominic's is probably pissed off.
I hope they had the right lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
this
see.
contract.
That brewery nearby, Freedom Mill, they usually have food trucks out there. I think they just cycle them out randomly.
Oh, well, there you go. Dominic's can move over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the DDA, which are again like the master leaseholders in the city center, they have ruled against Crooked Culture. And they told Crooked Culture, you got 30 days to fix this situation, aka get your food truck out of here. So Crooked Culture is retaining their lawyers and trying to figure out the next steps here. But right now, they got 30 days to remove the pizza from the premises.
That was a good topic for the local news.
I was, yeah. Finally,
I
something's
enjoyed that
happening.
one.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
All right, what else is going on in local news here? We'll touch on a couple of these. The Gathering has been approved. You guys know what that is?
The hockey arena, right?
It is.
I thought it was like first step out of 10.
Well, so the plans have been approved, and part of the plans, but they're approved, and part of the plans to Matt's point is an arena. They're hoping it will be a hockey arena, but there's going to be an 18,000 seat arena that will definitely be built in the Gathering at South Forsyth, which is somewhere in that Halcyon vicinity is where they're going to host this. What they do not officially yet have is an agreement with the NHL to host a team. The guy that's in charge of the Gathering development says he has exclusive contracts with the NHL, and that if they grant a team to Georgia, they will play at the Gathering. Like that's a done deal. But whether or not we're going to get an expansion team is not for sure yet.
It'd be a fun time to go to a couple hockey games. I'll tell you that I think that we already have enough traffic on 400, and that's just going to make it that much worse. But, some hockey games would be fun to go to.
So, and part of it is that the developers for the Gathering are going to loan Forsyth County $250 million. And the $250 million is to build streets and parking. And there's going to be a Forsyth County Sheriff's Precinct that's in the Gathering. I think there's another fire station that's going to be built there. So the county gets a $250 million loan to build the infrastructure to support the Gathering. And then the county has to pay that loan back over, I think it was 20 years. But the county will also get lease revenue from the Gathering. They will own it. It will be county property. The arena will be. And it was, I think it was $2.50 of every ticket for every event, whether it's a hockey game, a concert, a high school football championship, whatever it is. Every ticket sold to that arena, $2.50 of it will go to the county.
I hadn't heard about any of these details. I just saw the post on Facebook. That's super cool.
Yeah. So it's happening for sure, Andre. So, I mean, When you say step 1 of 10, this is approved. It will be built at this point, and the arena will be built at this point. And in fact, if this is how confident the developers are that they are going to get a hockey team, that $250 million loan that Forsyth County is getting that we have to pay back, if we do not get a hockey team, they don't have to pay the loan back.
If it's the county that's building it, I'm not excited about the 10 years of construction we're about to have for it. Because it's going to take them a long time to get that thing done.
Yeah. McFarland's going to be an absolute mess. It's going to be a shit show down there for literally years to come at this point. Can't be any worse than that bridge they're building up on exit 18 on 400. I don't know if you guys travel north for that, but that's not gone too well.
Oh my
either.
gosh. Yeah. I completely forgot that that's still not done. That's been years.
Yeah. And it'll be a few more years before it's done. There's a whole like sub site on the on both the Forsyth County government website and Forsyth County News just to talk about the bridge drama. Maybe we'll cover that its own episode at some point in the future.
I mean, when you're spending somebody else's money, you're in no rush.
Yeah.
It's weird because like the bulk of what the bridge was built for has been done.
Yeah.
Like the point was to take away the stoplight right there.
Yeah.
And they successfully did that, where like you had like a couple exit ramps and whatnot, and there's no more stoplight. Like, I feel like the bridge has been functional for a year already.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, part of it, they built it on shifting soil, so they're worried the bridge is going to collapse. So that's part of what they're having to do, is that it's not structurally sound.
okay, I did not know about that part.
Yeah.
That fills in the story a little bit.
So if you cross over that bridge, Matt, stay to the left.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little scary for sure.
And drive your lighter trucks. Maybe leave some of the equipment off that day, because it's not completely stable.
Not a bad idea.
All right, so that's the gathering. It's happening for sure, and we get a free $250 million, I guess, gift at that point if an NHL team does not come. So I think one will. The guy must know something, right? If
He's not coming. I think we're gonna get outbid by Houston.
Well,
The simplest, Huckle's razor. Houston's going to get a team over us.
then it's a win-win for us. Then we get $250 million for free at an 18,000 seat arena.
What do you mean for free?
So
This investor guy's going to dump all this money?
yeah, we don't have to pay the loan back.
If there's no team.
I mean,
Exactly.
it'd be cool if it's like an arena like Infinite Energy over in Swanee, and then they have like concerts,
That's what they're
big
going to do.
volleyball competition, stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to get a hockey team. We already had two. It's not happening.
I don't know. We'll see. This guy seems pretty confident. He's putting a lot of money on it.
What was the other one besides the Thrashers?
The Flames
Yeah.
Flames.
Calgary Flames.
flamed out.
So I'm not a big hockey fan. Are the Thrashers still a team or no?
No, they became they went to Winnipeg.
Oh, I see
They're
what
the
you're
Jets
saying.
now.
Oh, got it.
They renamed them when they got
got it.
there.
Winnipeg Jets. Where's that at?
In Canada.
Oh, I see. That shows how much I know about hockey
And geography.
And geography.
and geography. That is
Sorry,
correct.
We're friends now, so
Yeah.
bust your balls a little bit.
I don't think I've been further than a state that touches Georgia, so I wouldn't know much.
That's all right. John thought
about
Pakistan
Canada.
was next to England, so you're fine.
You got to take some time off, Matt.
I know.
Take your girlfriend somewhere, propose. Look, I'm bringing that back.
Uh-oh.
up.
Oh,
Hey-o.
goodness gracious. Oh, goodness.
All right. Hey, John, how about we wrap up? Got the wifey's birthday in about 2 hours at midnight.
So we can
And
wrap.
we kept them long enough.
We can wrap on local news. I'm going to do a kids corner section with these two, but you don't have to stick around for that, Andres.
Well, actually, before I want to wrap up, but I do think that Air India crash, that one survivor,
yeah,
that's insane. How's that possible?
he's the chosen one.
Have you seen Unbreakable
I
with
have,
Bruce
yes.
Willis?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that kind of situation.
Yeah,
But
it does
that's
seem
crazy.
like that.
Yeah.
I would definitely lean into that if I were that guy. Like that
Yeah.
would be my job.
But you would
from
be
now
so
on.
psychologically traumatized too. Like all these people that it's like you were the I don't know. There's so many layers to it. You
Either
know?
that, or you'd be like, man, I'm in good shape. I survived a plane crash.
I don't think most people would say that. Like, oh, I walked away from this like 241 burning bodies. Like
Just be positive.
I am.
Andres.
I'm saying like there's just so much to it.
Would you go see him if you were hosting a talk at the Infinite Energy Arena? Would you go listen to his story about surviving a plane crash? What if he came to the gathering?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you're in for a ticket?
What is his name? Marawi something? Can he come on the pod?
I'd love to have him on the podcast. Would you be disappointed if he was like boring? He's like, yeah,
No, there's no way he's born after that.
Crashed.
There's no way.
I made it. I walked out. It is
Wow,
impressive.
That's wild. That's wild.
I say it's impressive. I don't think the guy had a lot to do with surviving it. I'm glad he did. Don't get me wrong, but just pure dumb luck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Air India crash, and then also too. We'll throw this out there before you go, Andres. I saw you posted this on our fantasy football chat. Hayden, Matt, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was an art exhibit. This was at a museum in Italy, and there was a chair. It was a hand-built chair, and it was covered in those Swarovski crystals. Like, this is a priceless antique chair that was built not by Van Gogh, but in Van Gogh's style as a tribute to him. And it was in a museum, and it's on a pedestal. And some tourist went and sat on it to take a picture, and it just collapsed.
Well, he was hovering and he slipped.
He slipped.
He was like hovering over
It looked to me
pretending.
like he was just like,
Why was it out in the open? Why did they
Yeah,
not have
it
it
was
in
a
a glass
very weird-
case or something?
So I said the same thing. It was on a pedestal. Like it was kind of obvious. Like, don't sit in this chair. Plus, whenever I go into any museum, I won't sit on like a bench that says sit here. I assume everything is some sort of exhibit, right? So I wouldn't have sat there. But it was out in the open. It was at seating height. This guy just sat on the chair. So a little bit of a mistake on the part of the museum. I bet you when they fix it, they'll put some ropes around
Yeah.
it, make it a little bit more obvious. All right, we'll wrap local news. I will be back with the kids for Kids Corner section, but we'll let the rest of you old men and workers go. But before we go, again, let's take a second. Hayden, thank you very much for coming by, sir. It's been a pleasure talking to you
Appreciate
today.
it. It's been fun.
And if I need any exterior washing services, you will be the only name I will call. And if you want to work on Ward Power Washing, if you want to resurrect it,
I'm out on that. I'm out on that.
thank you for joining, sir. Matt, obviously, thank you for having on the podcast.
you
Pleasure
so
talking
much.
to you today, sir.
Yeah.
And same deal. We'll only be using Matt's exterior washing going forward. So it's been a fun time, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This is our first podcast. Really, really enjoyed it.
Plug the website one last time too.
mattsexteriorwashing.com. Free quotes.
Perfect.
Appreciate you guys. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good to meet you,
Appreciate
Andres.
it.
All right. We are back with the children now. It's been a while since we've had kids on the show, Andres.
That was a good talk with Matt and Hayden, though.
It
It's
was
a good time.
Well, I guess it wasn't that long because they're basically children. So, well, I didn't mean that negatively.
That's mean.
So first
We're all
off,
He's
scoffing.
21. I think they're more of young adults.
as you
Yeah.
guys get older, it will be a compliment to think that when you're in your 20s, you're still a kid, and you are. You got your whole life ahead of you. Andres and I and your dad Robbie over there, our lives are over.
I don't think you look a day over 21, John.
Thank you. That was going to be one of my questions for you in Kids Corner. If Andres or I had to go into, we'll go with high school. Obviously, I could pull this off in college, no problem. But if I had to go to Central High School, Alex, undercover to do like an expose on the kids at Central High School, who do you think could pull it off better, me or Mr. Andres? Who looks younger? Who looks more like a high schooler? Who knows the lingo? That's just as important.
Hey,
Probably
who's-
you, because
who's
you're on
cooler?
TikTok more.
Yeah.
Who's cooler, though?
I hang out with my dad more, so it's a little biased here. I don't know.
So it's me. That was the answer. I'm cooler. Carson, would you concur with that? If I had to go undercover at Lake Ocoee Private Christian Academy of the Ozarks or wherever the hell it is that you live up there in the golfing, could I pull it off?
I'd have to bring you for a night, but yeah.
So what's
Hopefully.
different?
We have to buy you a wig.
Yeah. You're getting a little more hair than that.
That was a cheap shot. I definitely don't have the broccoli top mop like you guys got going. So what things would I have to change? Like if I go to, I feel like I could pull it off at Central. I understand Forsyth County
The
wealth.
beard.
But if I go to Lake Ocoee and I go to,
Coney.
is it Oconee?
First, you got to know what the school's called.
Yeah,
then
come on,
that's
man.
fit
See,
in.
this, look at this guy.
That would have been found out on day one when I'm like, what's up, fellow Lake Ocoeans? How are you? Shizzle. And they're like,
Doing
"What
pretty
is-"
good.
Yeah. Can I have some drugs? Do you know who's distributing them? So, but could you could teach me the ways, right? I just have to roll up in like a really high end car,
Yeah, just
Like
just wear khakis and a polo, and you're pretty much fitting in.
pop the collar too.
Yeah.
You can finally pull off that Cybertruck.
Oh, I would love the Cybertruck. So, you know what's nice here? Both of you gentlemen are entering into new phases of your lives. Alex, going into high school. You're going to be a freshman in high school. Carson, going into college, going to be a freshman in college. This is a great opportunity for you, having been there, done there, Carson. What advice can you give to young Alex over here entering into his first year of high school?
Never date girls. They're all crazy.
Only date boys? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not exactly. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to date a girl, they're all crazy. So just pick the best looking one.
Wow, that's some very shallow advice.
Yeah, should I edit that one out, Carson, or are you standing by that?
I'm standing by that.
Okay.
Sounds like he's got personal experience or something.
Well, so I'm going to go ahead and give different advice than Carson does later off camera. But all right, aside from all girls being undateable for a variety of reasons, what else? What should he focus on at school?
Like talking about like classes?
Sure, classes. As somebody who has graduated from high school early, even. Congratulations, sir.
Don't get behind on your service hours.
What the hell?
What does that mean? Yeah.
Service hours.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah.
We have to have like 70 service hours to be able to graduate. So like
Like
you're
the
just
old
like,
person home?
no, kind of, sort of. But like, for instance, like I got 20 of them because like there was one of our teachers, she was like moving. So I had to go help her like move boxes and stuff. So I got service hours from that.
Are you sure that this was for school, or did you get in trouble with the police, Carson? Are you mixing up two things by any chance?
No, this time was for school.
This time.
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
You're lucky.
So Alex won't have to do any public service hours. All right, so far you're 0 for 2. There's been no usable advice.
Oh, the first one's usable.
Okay. Maybe.
Trying to think. High school's pretty boring.
Well, all right. What's your plan after the summer though?
After this summer, well, I'm gonna go to college.
Where?
Oh, at UNG in Athens.
The where?
UNG in Athens.
Oh, they have
University
a
of
campus
North
there?
Georgia.
Yeah,
Even though it's like East Georgia.
yeah, they have an Athens
okay.
campus.
You already got accepted and stuff?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's flip it around, Alex. For somebody who has never been to college and has only seen it in like television shows, actually, you don't even watch TV, you only watch YouTube videos. What advice can you give Carson, hypothetically, based on your limited understanding of what college kids' lives are supposed to be like? What do you think Carson will be doing in college next year? Be careful. The edit marker's here if we need it.
Just do your classwork and be good in your dorm room.
He won't be. He's going to be in his own apartment.
Oh, be good in your apartment.
Sounds pretty accurate to me. Just kind of stay inside, just focus on school and studies and stuff like that.
Drink lots of water.
I'm going to pull a John Black here. I'm going to do a random pop quiz.
All right.
I'm going to give you some big words. See if you know them.
All right.
All right. Can you give me the definition of lucid?
Like a lucid dream.
Sure. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like
A lucid
it's
dream.
like when you're dreaming, but like you know you're dreaming.
Sort of. I'll give it to you.
All right, bet 1 for 1.
All right.
That.
100%.
I'm taking notes here when I
Oh,
gotta
this
go
is a big.
undercover.
This is a big one. I don't even think John knows this one. Desiccate.
All right, yeah, next.
It's a dried out body.
Oh, he did know it. Okay.
Genius.
All right. Alex, capricious.
I thought these were for Carson.
That's right. No, you're here to learn the ways.
Don't pass it to me.
Passing it to Carson.
All right, we'll do one more. I don't know. I know John likes these little pop quizzes. So I was trying to get creative. Oh, this is easy. Lethargic.
Crazy.
We have no energy.
Oh,
Are you guys sure that you've been to school?
they didn't teach me this in 8th grade.
Okay. I'm going to be having a conversation with my local politicians about how my tax dollars are being spent.
They're being spent well enough. I don't think I should know lethargic in 8th grade.
So, Carson, would you be up for taking Alex maybe 1 week at a month, extending your community service hours? What did you call them? Service hours? No
Yeah,
community?
service hours.
Take him up to Athens and show him what college life is like.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to hang
Oh,
with the big dogs.
Alex, do you think you could hang? They drink Mountain Dew and play video games all night.
All night?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could.
So, Alex, I think we've already done this before, but I've asked if you had any concerns or questions about high school, and you were like, no, I'm all good. Still nothing? Still,
I don't have any concerns, but I also don't have any, I feel like it was all explained in that informational meeting that we went to.
I don't think that informational meeting has happened yet. Did Mom say it's coming up in July?
What?
There's an
The
open
one that
house.
happened when I was in 8th grade?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about they do an open house every year.
No.
Okay. So this is a different informational meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to come to high school. I'm going to pretend to be a kid. I'm going to say things like bet. I'm going to wear my sunglasses upside down on the top of my hat.
You'll probably get shoved in the lockers.
Oh, I think I'll be doing the shoving into the lockers
Yeah, right.
or wreck you kids. Carson, we're going to wrestle after this.
All right.
We'll film that for the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you can wrestle too, Alex. We'll see how well you do.
What would the title of that be? The wrestle.
It'd be the wrong way roundabouts. Inaugural.
Weird 40-year-old man wrestles 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, child wrestling boy championship. Then I'm going to end up in some
would get
service
taken
hours.
down.
In the basement.
Yeah.
Might be a little weird, but roll with it.
Hey, you're a good sport, Carson. I appreciate it. So, look, one of the things that we try to do on Kids Corner, we try to make these public service announcements because, no offense, Carson, but your generation is terrible and they do bad things all the time. Not you, your generation.
Yeah, I don't.
And they seem to be starting all these TikTok trends. You guys were the people that started the Tide Pod Challenge that started, and then there was
Cinnamon Challenge.
Cinnamon. We've talked about this too. Cinnamon Challenge has been around for literally decades.
That is so Gen Z. Don't even lie.
No, eating a spoonful of cinnamon has been around since like at least the 70s.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard of.
All right. Well, we came up with that one. Thank you, sir.
You're in the 70s. Holy, you're a fossil. You're a fossil.
Man, I'm getting out-quipped here by the whatever the hell you are. Gen Z. Are you Gen Z?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, Gen Z or Gen Z? For
We're
real?
not getting into the
Gen Z.
generation
I don't even know
crap,
what it
these
means.
guys. But challenges, TikTok challenges. Devious Lick. Are you familiar with that one?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's the new TikTok challenge that our listeners need to be aware of so that they can stop their children from being involved in it? I can tell you that.
Oh, when they put I think it's like they put pencils in the computers and they blow up and just get set on fire.
Yep. Alex has shared this one with us, setting the Chromebooks on fire. The one that Natalie heard about, that apparently is an old one, according to Alex, is that you idiots were kicking doors in at 3 a.m. and that was some sort of challenge.
When they go to the college dorm rooms and then they play the song and hit it to the beat of the song.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's like 2 years
Oh,
old.
that was a while ago. Come on, John.
So there's
You need-
nothing
you
new
need-
then?
You need to be up to date. No.
Well,
Nobody's in
that's-
school, so
That's what we're
there's
trying to
nothing
do. We're trying to get up to date, and you guys, closer to the generation that does this crap, are supposed to be informing our listeners. So what's happening on TikTok that we need to be concerned about?
TikTok was more of my high school days. Now that I'm in college and more mature, I don't really watch much TikTok.
That's what Allison said. TikTok's kind of fading away.
Yeah, I watch a little more of like Facebook and Nextdoor, LinkedIn, stuff like
Or?
that. Yeah.
That sounds like old man stuff. Get off my yard.
Oh, he's kidding. LinkedIn? What are you doing on LinkedIn?
Just browsing.
He's trying to get a job, baby. He's trying to work.
What's up?
What are you gonna be
You don't
shoving?
respect the grind?
Yeah.
No, I don't respect the grime.
I bet.
LinkedIn.
No, grind, not grime.
Yeah,
If I said
GRIND.
If I said grime, that was a Freudian slip. But no, grind. LinkedIn
You heard grime, right?
Yeah.
LinkedIn is a cesspool. That's the worst of all social media
No,
platforms.
X by far.
I've actually never owned a Twitter account.
You've been addicted to Snap for a few years now, Carson.
Is that also kind of gone by the wayside?
Nah, Snapchat's pretty in style now, I could say.
Give us your Snap score.
Well, right now it's only 500,000, but it's because I had to get
Only?
Well, I had to get a new account. It was like 2 million, but then I got banned.
I've had mine for 2 years and it's 3,000.
All right, so Alex, you got it all figured out. Nothing concerned about high school. How's summer going, at least? I see you've been hanging out with some girls,
Oh yeah.
including Mr. Josh Peresta's daughter, Maddie.
I'm just hanging out with the group chat, which happens to.
Right.
It's actually okay for you to be hanging out with the girls. It's your friend Carson over here that's hanging out with the girls that we're all concerned about.
Well, I don't hang
It's
out.
where
with
it's
them. I don't
the
hang out with
17-year-old coming to the pool with
Yeah.
a bunch of 14-year-old kids.
Yeah,
Well-
Carson, you came over and you
And
dipped
offering
out
rides in the
immediately.
truck.
You're like, peace.
them. I didn't dip out immediately. Well, they were asking me to come, so I was like, all right. I didn't have anything
I
else
asked
to
you to
do.
come.
Yeah. And then
Didn't you ask to come?
Is this the best summer you've ever had, though, Alex?
No.
Oh.
No?
No.
Why
That's
not?
harsh.
It's not the best. It's a good summer, but it's not the best summer.
What was the best summer you've ever had then?
I'm not sure. I just feel like I've had better summers.
Carson, how is your summer going, sir? Your final summer.
It's pretty solid so far.
Yeah. Because you know what happens now? Like, once you're in college, like, you're going to be working. You're going to have to earn your keep to pay for the apartment, the car. You're going to pay for your own gas. You get like 3 miles to the gallon on that thing.
I've already been doing all that, John.
Yeah. So, and then you'll start working when you get out of there. So it's all
I already do
downhill
work.
from here.
Jeez.
Don't listen to him. College summers are the best summers.
In the prime
I
of
know
your
Josh
life,
wanna
like
say that.
22?
It depends on who you ask.
Nah, freshman year for sure.
I'm pretty
Wait,
happy
what was the
right
question? What was the question?
now. He asked when the prime of your life is.
I know your
It gets
physical
better.
prime of your life is like your 20s,
Yeah.
but
18 for sure.
No.
Carson.
No.
Do me a favor. Next time you take a sip of that drink, see if you can slam it down harder.
All right, got you.
If that's there you go.
There we
Better.
go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
No, physical prime. I'll tell you this. You know what's nice about being old and out of shape? I have money and I can pretty much do whatever I want to do. There are some positives to it. Yeah, I can't beat you in a race, probably, Alex, but I could pay somebody to beat you in a race.
exactly. There you go.
That's the advantage of being an old man. But Carson, are you nervous? Because not only is it college, this will be the first time you're living on your own, right?
Nah, I'm not nervous.
Now
Well, I'm not really living on my own.
You're gonna have roommates.
Yeah, I have 4 roommates.
Do you know who your roommates are?
Wait,
Not a
4
clue.
So it's 5 of you?
4? How big's the apartment?
Wish I could tell you.
So you don't know your roommates.
Nah.
How does this work? Tell us how you booked an apartment with 4 roommates that
It's
you
like
don't know.
it's like random rooming. So like you just sign up, and then they just like pair you with random roommates. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Do they all go to the college?
Yeah. Oh no, a lot of them go like UGA. So I'm gonna be 17, live with a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds.
Do they have one of those questionnaires where they line up your interests? Like, are you a night owl, morning person? Blah.
Yeah, but I don't really feel like doing that. So I was just like, I'm just gonna send it and hope I get paired with some cool,
This is our
cool
next
dudes.
generation over here, John.
Cause my mom just sent me an app like an hour ago. She was like, you need to do this because it's like
Dude, you need to do it.
it's like Tinder but for roommates. So you can like
Yes.
so you can like see like is your cleanliness good? Like what do you like to do? And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like joking aside. No, listen, joking aside, you have to do that because it's a year. It's going to be miserable if you don't get along with people you live with.
Well, if I don't get along
Honestly.
with like 2 of them, I still have 2 more.
No, you 40% of them, that's horrible. Just do it.
I'm
I'll
actually on
consider
your
it.
side. I don't think you should do it.
See,
He's joking. He's
I'm liking this
messing.
host.
I think you
messing.
should bomb a Christmas tree it, as we used to say.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you can come back every week and you can tell us about how much your apartment sucks and your roommates are terrible. This could be a recurring segment.
All right,
There you
bet.
go.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'll take it. It is fascinating to me. All right, so there's a survey that you're not filling out, which that sounds like something a 17-year-old would do.
I'm not taking the time to do that.
No, because you're busy hanging out at the pool with 14-year-olds.
Oh my god.
When do you move in, Carson? When is move-in date?
August 8th.
Do you know how to do laundry?
Yes.
Okay.
Explain it.
Well, I usually get on my dirty clothes.
No, we're not going to go through laundry. Do you know how to do dishes in a dishwasher?
No, because I hand wash my dishes.
You're going to hand wash your dishes?
Well, I do that right now.
Okay. Probably worth learning how to use a dishwasher. It's easier, but hand washing will work perfectly fine. I'm trying to see if you have the basic domestic skills to live on your own.
I do, trust me.
If you were to go to the grocery store and you could only pick up 5 items, what 5 items would you pick up?
Probably some bread, some chicken, some rice, toothpaste.
Wait, food items or general items?
This is like a Rorschach test. I wanted to see what he.
Well, no,
came
are we
back
talking
with.
about like toiletries too, or straight food?
Just 5 items? You got 5 items. You've named 4: bread, chicken, rice, and toothpaste. Okay,
I should think this is brilliant.
I'm waiting
This
for
is-
the next
it's
answer to
good
be
so
rope,
far.
And probably like some 3-in-1,
What is that?
like
shampoo, clean.
yeah, shampoo, conditioner, and body wash.
Dude, he's ready. Robbie, he's
I was
ready.
born ready.
You're a man now, Carson.
Thank you.
Okay, Alex. If you had to go to the grocery store, what 5 items would you get? I'm just curious what you'd pick. As somebody who lives at home and doesn't need to take care of themselves.
Steak.
Okay.
What? What is so funny about that answer? All right.
Continue.
Mashed potatoes, Y'all are so mean to me.
Well, you're gonna need milk to cook the mashed potatoes with, so might as well add milk to the list.
Butter.
All right.
I'm gonna do 5 food items.
Are you Googling this or what are you looking at?
I'm messing with the cable.
Oh, okay.
Milk and apple juice.
You're dying real quick.
Apple juice.
You're dying
What's
real
wrong with
quick.
steak, mashed potatoes, butter, milk, and apple juice?
You're dying real quick.
I need to cook the mashed potatoes with the milk,
You know
and then
what?
I can just drink apple juice with my steak.
I think this could be a fun segment, Andres. I'm going to send Alex in for one of Natalie's
God.
grocery trips. I'm just going to give him a credit card and send him in a Kroger and see what he comes back with.
That's not a
And
good idea.
we will have to eat that week with whatever Alex came back with.
Y'all are gonna die.
This would be like a YouTube challenge. All right, gentlemen. Andres keeps giving me the evil eye because he's got places to be. There's a deadline looming at midnight. So there are no serious safety challenges we need to be aware of with TikTok. Everything's clear right now.
Nobody's in school,
everything's
so
good.
nothing's happening.
Okay, things will kick off back in the August time period then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Is there anything that you guys wanted to bring up? Just want to give you your opportunity.
Nah, I'm good.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show. Carson, pleasure seeing you again this week. Good
you.
luck with the move in with college. I think you'll do well, sir.
Fill out the questionnaire. I promise.
I don't think you should. Don't fill it out.
Fill out the questionnaire.
No, I don't think
I'll
you should
do
fill
it for you.
I'll consider it.
Or let Alex do it. I would also support that option.
Nah.
That could be a segment.
Yeah, we're
You
gonna have
fill
you on
out the questionnaire on the podcast.
every week to talk about your roommates. We'll do a remote interview.
there you go. What
Alex,
you do with Jeff?
He's gonna block your number.
thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time. Keep the light on. Keep researching for us. Let us know if there's anything kids need to be concerned about or parents need to be concerned about that their kids are doing.
Will do.
All right. Keep an eye on that pool. You've been there a lot. I think I've only been to the pool once this year. So you're like
Same
an
here.
HOA deputy.
Maybe
There you go.
maybe that's who Cavalio Gurlio was.
Yeah, Alex, were you taking lurid pictures of an MMA fighter's wife earlier this week by any chance?
I can't say that I was.
Okay.
I don't think I can name a single MMA player, wrestler.
There's a guy
Fighter.
that lives in the neighborhood and says somebody was taking pictures of his wife at the pool.
No, recording.
Was that the girl that was
Or
recording
taking
us?
video.
Who's recording us?
That girl that came up to the fence and she just started recording us?
Ain't nobody
Oh yeah,
recording
yesterday.
you.
I swear she
No,
was.
we swear. She just walked up to the fence by like the side of the roundabout and she just started recording us.
A girl or a woman?
It was
Like a woman.
Oh, did she say anything?
No, she just recorded us for like 30 seconds. We all got out of the pool and then she just walked to the roundabout.
That's weird.
That's what
I don't
said.
know. I mean, she didn't do anything. Like, it was just us 5. Levi, Carson, me, Maddie, and Riley. We were just sitting there.
Can you do it a little louder for the edit?
All right.
ASMR right there.
No, but slam it. There, thank you.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Carson, thank you for making the last minute or so of this podcast unusable. It'll be fun in the editing room. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. Alex, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Sir, we'll have you back on the next episode. Andres, there were a slate of national news stories that we didn't get to, but I understand time is pressing and we'll bump them.
We'll be here 2.5 hours. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but look, half of this is going to end up on the editing floor thanks to Carson. So it'll be a shorter episode.
You still got an hour and a half till you have to get home.
We got no, we're wrapping it up.
Jeez. I can finish the rest of these stories. Just
Yeah.
me and Carson.
No,
Andres can go home.
We'll wrap on the pod for today. If you guys would like to be back on the show,
I did want to say one thing. We always forget last 7 episodes. What's the phone number if you want to leave a voicemail?
if you would like to leave a message for the Wrong Way Roundabouts podcast, you can call in at 404-750-4593. Again, call, leave a voicemail. Love to play your messages on air. We'll wrap for the evening. I do want to give a special thanks to our guest that came in today, Matt Phillips from Matt's Exterior Washing, and Hayden Ward also from Matt's Exterior Washing. Ward Power Washing went out of business, and he missed the A ward. That was an easy one. A ward.
He said you were right. He was like, that was.
Yeah.
I should have thought of.
That's why he went out of business. He was missing the easy ones like that. He needs TJ.
But Matt's excited about being on the wait list for the league.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the league. This is the best league in the world.
I agree with that. We should raise the dues. But we're going to sign off for the night. We'll be back next week, believe it or not, with another sponsor that will be joining the show. So we'll talk more with that individual next week. But until then, hope everybody has a good, safe week. Don't film anybody's wives at the pool. It's all over Facebook. So
Alex.
Keep it together. Yeah.
Don't
Alex.
film any of the kids at the pool.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Alex. Good point. But I'm out. We'll see you guys in the chat later.
See ya.
Gather round, y'all, it's time for a tale of 12 old men, one of whom will fail to impress his peers cause of a team so stale. It's the wrong way roundabouts.